Hello, everyone. Welcome to Level Up with Shay. We have our next guest, Brian Gwaltney. And we have something in common, as you probably know or don't know. It doesn't matter, but Virginia State is where it's at.
Mhm.
And so we both have that in common. So we're talking to Mr. Gwaltney today. He has a nickname. I don't know if you want to use that or not, but I'll leave it and let him talk about that if he wants to do that. But he's going to tell us about him and where he is right now and what he's currently doing in the fitness industry. So, Mr. Gwaltney, tell us about how you got to your fitness industry that you're doing right now.
Okay, most part, I got to do fitness through uh, as ways from leaving Virginia State University. I end up coaching football and also track. And I always had a passion for fitness by me being a three-sport athlete, doing football, uh, indoor track, and say, you know how I was, use my teammate. um, you know, it was fun. And I never thought that I would actually be doing that in nature. And when I end up working at Petersburg High School, and I end up coaching football, and then I end up coaching track, I started to see the impact that I had on um, the younger generation. And I seen that, my passion for them kids to be great and be good, because that's how I in tune myself, be great and be the best. And when I seen those kids perform at a high level, and I started seeing how the body started changing, started developing, it registered and everything just clicked. This pretty awesome. You know, um, Along with that, people start asking me about personal training or things that they can do to get stronger and get faster. And so I started helping, other individuals, other people, and they started seeing results. And then just by my passion for fitness, to see people, live healthy lifestyles, see transformations with their body, and to see them to continue to grow and then learn how to use the equipment and machines on their own. It just gave me a global insight on, okay, wow, doing this as a profession. If I would have known that a long time ago, I would have been started. But to see people smile and to put a and to see them change their bodies and to transform, it has a great impact on me as well, because I see that I'm helping or being a help, in the community, as well as helping individuals.
Awesome, awesome. And so, being a three-sport athlete and a good one at that, having an opportunity to go to college, which a lot of kids don't get to do, but those who do get to go, and we're in a season right now where there is students who are signing their national letters of intent or going to college, and the understanding of college versus high school is a huge difference. What they don't know now leaving high school to what they're going to see when they get there is going to be a transformational process. No matter what level students play at, I think there's some transformation. So, as you talk about helping student athletes and helping the younger generation, when you're helping them and understanding the sport, but also training their bodies, what is two things that you could say as advice to those young people about working out, being intentional, about staying focused, or just about understanding that the difference in high school and college comes with other things as well? What would you say to those young people? Just two things, it doesn't have to be a lot.
One, I would say, stay consistent. And stay consistent, so you're going to see results. The more effort and the more time you put in, you're going to see change. You have to be patient with that process. You have a lot of athletes who fall impatient, or I can't do it, or they get discouraged. You got to keep a positive mindset. And once you keep that positive mindset, everything is going to transform from yourself. But you got to stay consistent, with what you're doing. Another one is invest in knowledge. So when you invest in knowledge, look up, exercise routine. This exercise particular, helps with your body, or why are we doing particular exercises? And it goes back to, I'm gonna reiterate to my track coach, Coach Hawkins. And a lot of the stuff or methodologies that he was doing, I didn't understand. I thought it was like crazy. I was like, man, why are you doing? Why? What's the purpose of this? Oh, just do it. He would say. And and as I have gotten older and started training, Coach Hawkins was ahead of his time. So he was doing things that I'm actually incorporating now in my training that I never thought that it would amount to anything or never been used. It worked. We didn't have bands back then. It was using inner tire tubes. Doing lunges with the inner tire tubes and on tire. Not a sled. We was flipping the tires and things back then. And I'm sitting here like, wow, you talking about this back in the what mid '90s, and for them to see how it revolved and evolved, and to incorporate those same training methods that Coach Hawkins instilled in me, I'm glad he did, and I'm glad I did take a heed to what he was doing. I didn't understand why, but once I got the science behind it and the knowledge of why, it just took me on a whole different level.
That's awesome. And as we talk about the why for you doing that, even in college, you don't know what you don't know, right? And so young people now think they know more than us as their parent or as the adult or as the coach who is coaching them. And they don't always understand that there is a method to what we're doing, but there's also a method to why they're doing what they're doing and have to understand and to know that I have to be better every day. Like I can't get better tomorrow and say, "Oh, well, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to play D1, D2, whatever it is." That the level does not always matter if you're intentional about being better. You're doing things to be better, right? So, as you are an entrepreneur in your business, a lot of people have a fitness business, right? Fitness industry. There are a lot of us. A lot of people in the fitness industry. So, what are two things that you offer different than the next person that's at the gym with you?
Two things I offered different. One, I offered genuineness, being genuine and being and showing that you care about people and not just looking at them as a dollar sign has a big impact because they see that you actually care about their actual well-being and that you want them to be strong. I deal with a lot of people I deal with the older population as well as the younger population, and you can see the difference with cirrhosis, who have broken hips, knee issues, knee problems. And like I tell them all the time, I said, you know, I can't get you, but I can try to get you at least 90, 95%. And when they actually see and that you're doing it and you leading by example is another one, then they tend to stay with you longer and want to be a part and they want to grow and they want to get better. Sometimes, I can't technically tell you what to eat as far as I'm not, but I can advise, and I kind of pretty much, advise or give a little bit of advice on just on my personal experience, whatever I've done with my body and, I'm able to transform and they see that.
Awesome.
And yeah, so I just lead by example. So that way they see it, they do it, they try to incorporate it and we kind of go from there.
And working with the more seasoned population of people, that takes a different kind of care and attention, by the way, because some of them haven't exercised in years, right? And
Yes.
some of them were standout athletes, but now they're not. So you have to definitely be genuine, as you said, but also show them that they can still do whatever it is they want to do. It may be in moderation, but it also takes some, just some getting used to. So definitely being able to relate to people is very, very important, but also meeting them where they are. Because again, everybody's in the fitness industry seems like there are some people just popping up everywhere. We're all in a different realm and we all have different strengths, but we also have different talents, right? So how you may can talk to somebody, I may not reach them. How you can talk to young people, you and I can talk to students that are in high school some people may not be able to reach them because we were them one time and we were where they were at a particular time. So as you transition to your fitness business, the industry, to college, to an athlete, and all of the things you were once at one time, you still can be that if you want. You were 21,
Yes.
right? I'm barely, but barely past that now.
Right.
But anywho, if you could tell yourself something at 21, I won't say your nickname, but if you could tell yourself something at 21, Mr. Gwaltney, what would you tell yourself that you didn't know now?
Um, I would tell myself to more so. I think it was more so my um and focus more.
Mental and focus. Okay.
And the reason I say that, you know how it is in college. There's a lot of you want to be involved or be incorporated or be in part. You know what I mean? And that takes away from what your goal is and what you're trying to do. You can't just keep going, want to go to a party or you want to hang out wee hours of the night, you know what I'm saying, because you want to fit in with your friends. You have to distinguish and separate. Okay, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm trying to go, and just set my goals and be goal oriented. Um, I could have easily, right? I play professional, but I could have uh, been on a higher level if I wasn't distracted. And I was just, like I said, tell myself, my 21-year-old self, man, focus. The girl's gonna be, the party's gonna be there, and um, and just should have just leveled up, as your logo say.
Ow. Up here, baby, we up. So, as you talk about the 21-year-old, and as you talk about understanding that, yes, you probably could have been a lot better, right? You were
Yeah.
good, but you probably could have been a lot better because you could have focused more and not think about girls and think about the outside environment, thinking about getting a job real fast and leaving school and all. Because once you get to college, it's so exciting, right? You're excited to be there. No matter what school you go, you're excited to be there, but then you want to get out. There's a part you like, yeah, I just want to get out of here. Like, I got to get out of here. I don't spend enough money. I don't spend enough time. I just want to go. But not using all of those resources and time that when you're there is so important that these young people don't always understand. So for you, and knowing that you probably didn't do as much as you could or hone in as much as you could, who is or who was your main mentor or someone that you go to for advice, for experience talk? Who is your mentor? Who was your mentor?
I used to really look up to Coach Faison. I just liked how he carried himself, as a man. He was always straightforward. Didn't, had no cut card. Um, he kept me focused. He kept me in line. He kept me checked. And I still called him to, just to get, sometimes manly advice or just to connect and just to reach out, just talk. Um, Things that I'm doing or things I can work on. And powerful insight. Brian, keep doing what you're doing. You always was a good athlete, just apply what you learned and what you did in school and apply it in life. And I sat back and I thought about that. What I did in school is apply it to life. And then I go back at the adversity, to the games, to the sports, everything that I do, and I just apply it to every day-to-day life. Um, Mentally tough, mentally strong, mentally focused, because you're gonna have bumps in the road. Now, can you get up from that bump? Are you gonna lay down flat? Just like running the hurdles. Each hurdle you got to attack the same. Sometimes you might hit it, it might knock you off balance. All right, but you have to straighten your body and straighten your position and back up to finish that and complete that race. It takes a lot of mental, it takes a lot of strength, and it takes a lot of discipline. And that's one thing I could say, to anybody who's out there listening. Mentally, strength.
Very good. So when you are mentally strong, you allow and you don't allow some other things that would take you out just because to take you out, right? you have to be mentally strong. And a lot of times the young people, because I feel, this is just my opinion, you were a coach, I feel that they think things are given to them and they should be given to them without them working for those goals or toward that goal. And so as we're giving all the time, they're not understanding why you have to be mentally tough. Because if you're going to keep giving it to me, then I can just keep taking it, right? But when adversity hits, they don't always know how to handle it
Right.
because they haven't had to go through it because someone solved it for them,
Yeah.
right? So being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on a college campus and you're free, like I can do what I want to do. My mom not here, nobody's here watching me, but you still have to be disciplined because in 4 years, 5 or 6, whatever plan you're on, you could get a master's degree, so you're there for 2 degrees in 5 years. Hey, whatever, or 1 degree, whatever it is, it's your business, it's your money, right? So you have to understand. I tell the students all the time, plan for the next stage, not for the college life, but for the life after college, because you're not going to be here your entire life. But if you just go through it just haphazardly, just skimming on by, just saying, well, whatever happens, happens, you aren't prepared for life after that moment at which you're going to be in 4 years or 5 or so forth. And they have to plan for that time. So, leaving one piece of advice for our young people, even to the adults who may have stopped working out. Let's talk about the adults first because we want to
Yeah.
talk about them too. Because you work with older adults, more seasoned, as I call them.
Yeah.
What is an piece of advice you would tell them about maybe not just working out, but just in life and about their bodies and about understanding? Because we have so many people that are passing away so quickly, and in life, some that are in shape, some that are not because of diseases, cancer, whatever is happening. What would you say to the adult who is maybe afraid to go back to work out, aren't in their high school/college shape, but what would you say to them as a benefit for working out or going back to work out?
I have one quote that I utilize on a daily basis. And
Okay.
I and I say, your health is your wealth. If your health, I don't care how much money you make, I don't care how big your house, what type of car you drive. If you're not here, that car's not going. If you can't get to work because you're unhealthy, you can't make no money. And hey, guess what? All that you have is going to evaporate. So, with that being said, your health is your wealth. Watch what you put in your bodies. Watch what you're drinking. You know what I'm saying? Look at your water intake. Um, get some form of exercise, whether it's 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever your body can assume and um, you will see the difference. It's baby steps. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And people have to feel to realize you got people who I want to eat what I want to eat, or I want to do third. Next thing you know, they got type 2 diabetes, or they got type 1 diabetes, or they haven't had a stroke or a heart attack,
Right. Yeah.
and who come into me after and they say, well, I never worked out before. I said, don't worry about it. I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take baby steps. I
Mm-hmm.
said, marathon is not a sprint.
Right.
I had an older gentleman, he was a golfer. He had shoulder surgery, uh, back surgery, had knee issues.
Oh my.
Worked with this gentleman for almost a year and a half. And he got to the point where he was hitting a golf ball out the park.
Oh wow.
The people he was playing with, his older population, they didn't want to play with him anymore. He had to move up to the advance because of the things I did to get his body strong. And
Right.
just using my knowledge and science and doing my research. Just because you are a professional doesn't mean, you can just, oh, okay, I got this license, and be rah rah gun ho, and you got a lot of trainers say, hey,
Yeah.
you don't know
Right. Right.
you injure
Yeah.
people. To still research, you still have to go to your conferences, you still have to maintain your educational aspect of it.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And that's what I like, because the fitness industry is revolving, whether it's through virtual, through any type of social media or any type of platform, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And people are always watching, you know. So that's how I retained a lot of my clients. They seen how the people came in and
Mm.
they were one way, and I say I'm Humpty Dumpty. I'm putting you back together. That's
Right. Right. That's awesome. So health is wealth.
health
And
is
if you have that, you're going to be able to maintain yourself because, like you said, no matter the car you drive, the clothes you wear, the place you work, where you're going, where you're traveling, or whatever you are doing, if you are healthy enough and can't move around and do it, the cars, the houses, whatever you have is going to sit there without you enjoying those opportunities. So, thank you for that. I really appreciate that. So, if someone wants to find you, maybe look you up, they may want to invite you to be their trainer. They may want to find you in the area where you are. What is your social media where they can actually communicate to you and contact you?
You hit me up on my social media at VSU. What is it? VSU.
Well,
I
I
hope you.
guess I won't hit you up because we're not sure where you are.
It's
We
VSU.
know it's VSU though. Hey.
Let me give you 1 second.
Okay, no problem. Let's get that. And while he's getting that, we are at Level Up with Shay. We are on YouTube. You can also find us on our IG page. Our IG is 365 underscore mentoring coaching, one word, no and mentoring coaching 365 underscore. You can find us on Facebook as well as 365 mentoring coaching. So you have always to connect with us at Level Up Podcast, and we mean level up here. So Gwaltney, where can they find you and reach out to you if they want to start working out with you?
Yeah, you can reach me at Snoop, which is my nickname. Snoop.
I didn't say that, y'all. He said his name is Snoop. Hey.
Snoop underscore VSU underscore 7.
All right, Snoop V underscore VSU underscore 7. I know that 7 has significance. They don't even know why, but I mean, they can look that up and they can find out what was happening with that number 7. Oh. um, so, and if they wanted to, so that's your IG, correct?
My IG, yeah.
Okay, and that's what you primarily use for your social media for your clients and for them to communicate. They can just message you, DM you.
Yep.
Okay, very
Absolutely.
good, very good. And what is your email if they want to send you an email just
Uh,
as services? Because you mentor a lot of different people,
yeah.
age group gaps there. So
Yeah, they can hit me up at excuse me, at qdo3 at gmail.com. There's
one more
one
time.
Zoom qdo3 at gmail.com, or you can hit me up at gsoundbodymind at gmail.com.
All right, very good. So, and they will have this information for them. So thank you so much for joining us today. And as always, everyone is Level Up with Shay, SHEA, the only one you know, and I'm the better one. So level up with Shay.
All right, Shay, thank you.